We thought being put together meant having it all figured out, but turns out it's about knowing yourself.
Honestly, you don't need to impress other people. It's about impressing you.
Hey babes.
I'm Madeline.
And I'm Deja.
And welcome back to the Elegance Exchange. So this is a fun one. I know I say that every episode. If you've watched every episode, you know that. But this is one of my passionate topics because I don't know, you can ask Deja, I'm like a freak when it comes to being put together. I swear I will not go out of the house if I don't look put together to this version of me. So we're gonna give you some ways to define being put together, and then how being put together isn't actually about what society thinks of you, but rather what you think of yourself.
So if anything, when we hear the society aspect of being put together, we immediately think of like the physical and like the successful aspects. So like maybe they have this really big job, like maybe they're a doctor, or maybe they dress like a really certain way, and that itself is put together. But the truth is, being put together is how you are, or how you perceive yourself on your own.
Right, and it's about having these goals and having these aspirations and taking the steps that you need to bring yourself to become that person, to become the most put together version of yourself. So maybe you do want that big job, but maybe you want to slowly, gradually get there, because you know success doesn't come to somebody who just blows up overnight. It's not a long-term success. And maybe you don't want a job like that. Maybe you want a job that is not seen as glamorous, or that's not seen as, I don't know, it's just not something that people would typically choose, and that's okay. That is still being put together. You still have your life together, you still have a stable job, you still have something that makes you happy or that makes you money, and that's totally fine. Just like if you have a more unique style that people typically will frown upon, that doesn't mean that you're not put together. It just means that you have your own version of yourself and you have your own definition of put together, just like everybody else does. Because my definition of put together is not the same as Deja's. I can tell you that much.
An athlete's definition of put together is not going to be the same thing as someone that is very creative or business oriented.
Exactly. A princess isn't going to look the same as, like Deja was saying, an athlete or somebody who works in the military or something like that. Like, you have totally different aesthetics and different definitions of being put together based off of who you are fundamentally as a person. And there's nothing wrong with that.
And then being put together is not a fixed or general look. It's simply a reflection of growth within your own journey.
Exactly. I don't know. If I looked at myself like me in high school versus me now, I would say that back then I was not put together. I might have physically looked put together, but I wasn't put together because I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't have goals, I didn't have aspirations, I didn't have, the things that I would consider now being put together. And that's okay. It's about making those small steps into becoming somebody who has their life together.
With that being said, that brings us to our next point. Being put together looks different compared to everyone, which I guess now that I say that, I guess we did already have a little bit of a taste of that in the last point, but it really just does depend on your lifestyle. So going back to the athlete, like being put together to an athlete would be having the best gym clothes, maybe that brand new sneakers, a slick back ponytail, like they look put together. Whereas to a creative person, their idea of put together is maybe like some really cool thrifted pieces, or maybe some abstract patterns, really cool colors. They just show off more of the personality. It just looks different compared to whoever you are.
Exactly. And I don't know, somebody who typically goes for a more cozy aesthetic is going to have their Ugg boots. They're going to have the warm, like,
little leg warmers
and leg warmers, and they're gonna have a sweater on like this, and they're gonna have that, really cute and cozy look about them. And then somebody who is more hardcore business, like they are constantly in a suit and a tie.
Blazer.
They are, they have those shoulder pads, they have that red lip, they are ready to go, and they always have to look like that because they have to be put together in that sense for their job. So see how it kind of varies? It doesn't matter who you are, it matters what you do, and it matters what you believe.
So maybe you've been listening to this the whole entire time, and you're thinking, and you're like, oh my gosh, am I put together? We're gonna drop you off some signs that, maybe you actually are put together, and maybe you just don't know that, but let's calm down your nerves, because you most likely are put together. So one sign is that you carry yourself with confidence. So you're not constantly doubting yourself. You're not going over, like your body language isn't like very like,
you're not like hunched
cowering,
over.
you're
See, like, look how bad this.
no, you're not self-doubting. Like you have confidence in yourself. You have so much love and belief for yourself that you don't have to worry about anything else. Like, you are fine. That's how you carry yourself, no matter the way you look.
Right, and you also are not stressed about what other people think. That's a big one, and that kind of goes along with what Deja was saying, I know, but it's such a big factor.
I love seeing people with such different aesthetics and different looks, and you can tell they don't care what other people think because they're just very confident, and you can tell they love wearing the stuff that they do, and it definitely shows. And that right there, that itself is put together. You could be wearing, to someone else that you could be wearing the messiest outfit ever, but to others, like, because you're so confident and you exclude this confidence, then everyone's gonna think that you may look just put together.
I mean, think about New York. Nobody blinks an eye if they see somebody wearing something crazy down the street because it's societally accepted there. Everybody expects it. So who cares if you want to wear a super bright colored dress or something that's a little bit more avant-garde in the fashion realm? Who cares? Do it anyway. It doesn't matter because you're still put together in your definition, and that's all that matters. So, I don't know, this is also another shorter episode. We've been sticking to those recently because I think they do a little bit better and I think they're easier to sit through. But we are on a bunch of different social media platforms.
We're on TikTok, Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, and we're on Instagram Threads. So you can check us out almost anywhere.
Yes.
And we love seeing your guys' comment and your feedback and maybe even some recommendations for some future episodes.
Yeah, and there's going to be 2 videos here and a subscribe button, so definitely make sure to check us out. All right, we love you.
Bye babes.